Hey, what's up? John Sonnemus here from simpleprogrammer.com. All right, so I got another one of these special deals for you guys. I know that they've been pretty popular. I had done a couple of special deals for, what was it, like Interview Cake? We did one. We did one for Pluralsight. That was really cool. And then one for 2,000 books for book summaries. And, a lot of you were very excited about this. You wanted me to do more of these. So I've been trying to figure out, try to get about one of these a month, talk to different companies that have really cool stuff that you might be interested in, and try to get like a special deal that you can't get anywhere else. And so I've got one for you today. Actually, this one's coming out of my own pocket. I really wanted, a lot of you have been asking me about boot camps, right? And I've had a hard time because I'm a big proponent of boot camps. I think it's a really good plan for becoming a developer, for increasing your development skills. But it's hard for me to recommend them because there's so many of them out there. So I've been wanting to find like one boot camp that I could really recommend and help you guys to enroll in. And I found one that I think is, like I said, is really, really good, especially because it's an online boot camp. I think it's going to fit most people, and there's some really awesome offers. This is kind of crazy what they offer. So I want to show you this, and stick around to the end. I'm actually going to give you a scholarship, a limited number of scholarships for this boot camp that are going to pay some of the tuition that's going to help to make this even more affordable for you. And this is, like I said, this is a special offer that is coming right out of my pocket, right out of Simple Programmer. We're directly contributing this cash to you because I want you to be successful, and I want you to, I really believe in Thinkful, which is the boot camp that I'm talking about here. So let me show you what they have here. This is really, really cool. So Thinkful is a totally online boot camp, and they have a bunch of courses. Their main one is this engineering immersion course, which is a full-time program, right? And here's the cool thing about it. If you didn't see, I released a video probably yesterday with one of the Thinkful mentors, Jason Humphrey. And the cool thing that I really liked about Thinkful is that they give you mentoring one-on-one with an experienced programmer, like that you get as part of the boot camp. I think it's like 3 or 4 hours a week, and you have Q&A sessions and all this stuff. So you can ask these people, you can get some real help from someone who can just guide you. Like mentoring is really hard to get, okay? Even if you enroll in like a brick and mortar boot camp, usually the teacher has to deal with all these students, so you don't really get that one-on-one mentoring. So this is why this is really cool. So they have classes, right? And it runs just like a regular class schedule, and they have this really cool program here, like you can read here, no tuition until you're hired, which just seems like a scam. This seems crazy. I had to investigate this when I saw this. I was like, what are you talking about? And what it basically is, what it works out to is that if you do the no tuition program, and there's a deposit on it, but aside from that, what they do is as soon as you start earning $40,000 a year, then you pay back 10 to 15% of your income for the first 3 years, and that's it. So this is a really good option for those of you that are like, man, I don't have enough money to afford, $10,000, $20,000 for a boot camp. But, if I could get a job, then I could afford it. It's, the catch-22. Well, in this case, yeah, you can do this. You can enroll in the boot camp. And like I said, I have a scholarship that's going to make this a sweeter deal. I'll tell you about, I know you guys are excited. I'll tell you about it in a minute. I only have a limited number that I'm going to guarantee because it is coming out of my pocket. Unfortunately, I couldn't get Thinkful to do enough of a discount, but that's okay. They're still awesome. But I really want you guys to have the opportunity. So anyway, this is a really good option, and I'll go over the details. But the program is like 50, 60 hours a week, so it's intensive, right? But it's structured, and they have this guarantee, no matter how you choose to pay, you'll still get your job or your money back. So this is a really cool guarantee. So basically, they're guaranteeing you that you're going to get a job within 6 months, or you'll get your money back. So it's like this is perfect, just because there's so little risk involved in this. And I'm not going to say that there's no stipulations on the guarantee. I'll go over that and I'll show you, but they're pretty reasonable. You have to live in one of the, within geographic location of one of the major cities. There has to be a certain number of jobs, right? You have to do the things you're supposed to do. But Jason Humphrey, who was a mentor at Thinkful, was telling me that one of his students, actually, he couldn't find a job after 6 months. I mean, most of them did, but he ended up getting his full tuition refunded to him. And then the next day he found a job anyway. So, but Thinkful still gave him back the money. So it's good to hear that, because, you hear things like these guarantees and you're like, is this a scam, right? Is this a scam? Is this no tuition till you're hired? Is this a scam? And honestly, I can tell you with Thinkful, it's not. And that's why I'm promoting Thinkful. Is I did a lot of research making sure that this is legit. If I'm going to promote a bootcamp heavily, I want to make sure that this is really, I want to make sure a couple things. One, that it's legitimate. Two, that students are actually learning and getting the skills they need to actually get jobs and hired afterwards, which I've verified that. And three, that there's no kind of scams here, that, there's a good deal, that if they're going to guarantee job placement, that's a true guarantee. And if they're going to do this like no tuition thing, that's a real solid deal. So it is here. Okay. Now, so what they have is, they do one-on-one mentorship. They have actually career services. So they actually do like 5 mock interviews for you to practice interviewing, and also help you set up networking and get into meetup groups and things like that. So that, and training on how to ace your interviews. And they've got this full-time support team. They've got, the mentor, a program manager, a career coach, and a career services manager. So they've really got this really set up well. And they've got this example of what a day in a life is. So if you're doing this boot camp, you do like a group workshop, do some pair programming, you have a break, peer review, pair programming, and then do a one-on-one mentor session. And the cool thing about this is it's like being in a real engineering team, right? And that's what they say here, work like an engineering team. So when you start on the first day of Thinkful, you basically are on a team and you're working on projects and you're learning together and you're doing pair programming. So this is really, really good, because it's like being on the job. It's like what you'll experience as a real developer on the job. Okay. So they have projects too that they do and stuff. So, but that's pretty normal for most boot camps. Okay. So let me go over the thing. Well, let me tell you also, if I am going to offer a scholarship, I'm only going to guarantee 50 of these. There is going to be some links in the description below. If you want to click one of the links, or in the card up above, you can do that, and you can start the application process. I'll tell you in a little bit here about the scholarship, but let's go over a couple of things here first. So they have an 80% placement rate for as full-time devs, and 92% in tech careers. So that's pretty cool. Average yearly salary increase is reported, and they have a course reports. They're rated number 1. They have a ton of reviews. I think they're the biggest online bootcamp with like 7,000 students. You can check out the outcomes and stuff here, and you can see. I mean, they've got it tracked of what people became. How long did it take to get a job? They've got all of this data that is really cool here. And look at this, even the male, female, 33% female. That's pretty cool. Age distributions. So this is kind of cool. I was looking at this data, and then look at this, 45 plus. That's a pretty, like, if you take 40 to 45 plus, bam, that's a big chunk. And if you took like 35 to 45, that's a really big chunk. So, later in career, yeah, you can do this. You can graduate, and even some younger students there. So that's really cool. And you can see how many of them were full-time versus part-time, not having a job goal. Most people want to be a full-time developer, but there's some freelancers and stuff in there too. And these are companies, and honestly, I verified these are companies that students from the bootcamp got jobs at, which is pretty damn cool, right? Okay. So let's go back. I want to show you how their programs work. It's really, really good with the financing options. Okay, let's. I'm being totally transparent here. I just want to show you. So this is the one that I think most of you will like, which is this income share agreement. Don't pay till you get a job. And if I expand this here, so basically they have a first week money back guarantee, and they're totally legit on this. They will give you your money back. I promise you. I will fight for you if you needed to get a refund, and they don't do it. Like, you got my John Sonmez guarantee that I will fight for you, because I know that this is legit. Okay, on any of these guarantees or promises. So the way that works is that they take basically 10 to 15% of your income for the first 3 years. Now, if you apply for this, the only thing you need to do is pay this $1,000. It's a totally refundable deposit, and it's due 1 week before start. Here's the thing. I'm gonna reveal now what I'm gonna do, because I wanted to make this like Sweet, like awesome, where everyone could do this. Okay. And so, we had a little bit of fight within Simple Programmer about how much money to give, out of our. So here's the thing. Okay. This is where it's come to. I can guarantee 50 scholarships. I can only guarantee 50. Okay. Because it has to come out of my pocket, unfortunately. But what I'm going to guarantee is a $500 scholarship. And it doesn't just apply to this. It applies to, if you apply whatever program you enroll in Thinkful, I will give you $500 out of my pocket, out of Simple Programmer's coffers, in order to do this. Now, how can I do this? It is an affiliate. This is an affiliate deal. Obviously, Simple Programmer makes money and we're a business, and we to do affiliate deals. So, but it is costing us literally $500. Like Thinkful's paying us a certain amount of money, and we're literally giving the $500 that they are giving us to you in order for you to be able to enroll in this program. So that's, I mean, it's a big deal, right? I mean, it is a big deal because this is like $500 that is directly coming out of Simple Programmer. But with that, the cool thing about this, I wanted to make it enough money so that it's like you only have to pay $500. So if you're okay, so this is why I did this. All right. So I get so many emails. Some of you are like, I want to become a software developer, but I don't have the money. I can't afford a boot camp. I can't, whatever this, or, I'm trying to learn on my own. I spent several years. Fuck it. Here, tell you what, $500. If you can scrape together $500, I'm giving you the other $500, and all you gotta do is enroll in the program. And if you get your job, then yeah, you're paying 10% of your income for the first 3 years. But who wouldn't do that? I would do that. I would do that in a heartbeat if I were trying to get a job and I trying to break into the software development world. If they're guaranteeing you a job, right? Then yeah, sure, why not for the first 3 years? Big deal. Okay. So that's just like moving to a high tax state. But it's totally worth it. So that's the first option they have, the income share agreement. And like I said, I think most of you will benefit the most from that. And with my $500 scholarship, but again, I can only guarantee 50 of these. So you might want to even just click now and apply. You have to apply for Thinkful as well. You don't just automatically pay the money and get in. So go ahead and apply now to make sure that you get in, because it's going to be on the first come, first serve basis. And I'm only guaranteeing 50 of these because, like I said, I've it's got to come out of my pocket. So 500 people sign up. Like that's 500 times $500. I don't know if so that's why I'm guaranteeing 50. Okay. So and maybe more, but 50 is guaranteed. So anyway, that's one option. The other one is an upfront payment of $14,000, and it's the lowest cost overall because obviously there's no finance or anything. But you can take my $500 and make this $13,500. Okay, and again, it's got the 1 week guarantee. It's still a good price, I think, for considering what you're getting with all the mentoring and everything for this full time boot camp. And like I said, it's a full time. It's not a learn at your own pace. Month to month, if you want to do month to month, $3,080 per month. And then the total cost comes at $15,400. Again, you can apply my $500 if you'd like to on that. And then the Skill Fund Loan. This is pretty cool too as well. I mean, honestly, I would do the income share agreement, but if you're like, oh, I'm going to make like 6 figures and I don't need to pay back 10 or 15% of it. Okay, cool. But you can just do a loan. And so basically this comes for the first 6 months, you pay 107, and then 36 months after you pay 455. Now, why did they do it that way? Because the boot camp lasts 6 months, and then hopefully you'll get a job afterwards and you can start paying this higher amount. So that's kind of cool because, for while you're learning, you can just pay 107. And here's the other thing that you can do with this. They also have a job placement guarantee. So here's another option for you guys. Okay. So with the income share agreement, like I said, you could take my $500 and just pay $500, and then you pay 10 to 15% of your income. But the other option that would be kind of cool that you could do is that you can take my $500 and you can use $250 towards that refundable deposit, and then you can use another $250 towards the payments, and you can almost pay nothing, until after you graduate, and then you pay back the rest of the money, right? There'll still be a little bit of your payments, but the total amount is $13,700. With interest, it would be estimated to be $17,272. If I were you, I would pay this off faster, right? But it's not going to matter if it ends up getting you a job. And if you don't get a job, then you're going to get the money back anyway. So it's a pretty good proposition. So let's talk about that. You can change your payment plan. They've got all kinds of stuff, and stuff like that. The other thing. So let me see here. Can my loan cover my first monthly payment? Yeah, you can do that. So okay, so where was the thing I was going to show you about this? Okay, we talked. Oh yeah. The job placement guarantee. Okay, let's take a look at that real quick. They've got a thing here. So, and they've got a lot of information on the site here. But like I said, if you want to apply, make sure you click the apply and apply now so that you get that. Okay, where is this guarantee? Let me see. There was a how we work. There's like a little PDF you can download that has a job placement guarantee information. I just want to make sure that you guys got all the information here so you know. Where was that thing? It might be under the how we work. Let's look at that real quick. So, again, and then we can go over this real quick. But they combine career services, obviously, and then they've got all these, you can look at this, but it's pretty cool the way they do this with the 6-month program with the one-on-one mentorship. Here's Jason Humphrey here. Look at him looking dapper, but they've got a lot of really good mentors. Okay. So, and that's kind of the secret to their process here. So where is the thing here? Let me double check here. I think it's probably here. I think I probably just skipped it here. Okay, the guarantee. Oh, you know what? I think it might be down in this income share agreement. Oh, and if you're U.S. military, right, they have like a discount too. They actually have a scholarship, so that's pretty cool. I like that. Okay, here we go. So all the options, obviously you don't get a job placement guarantee in this one. It doesn't make sense. But in all these other options, right, like the upfront payment and whatnot, there's a job placement guarantee, and you can click this learn more, and you can download the PDF. And let me see. I don't think I can switch the window here, but I'll read to you, and you can download this and take a look. I mean, I would go through this whole thing, but essentially, eligibility requirements are basically, you have to graduate from it and complete everything you're supposed to do. You have to be 21 years of age. That is for the job placement guarantee. U.S. citizen or green card holder. Basically, you can legally work. You have to speak English. All right, makes sense. Background checks, right? So and then you have to be in one of those programs, the tuition programs. Live in or within 1 hour commuting distance of one of the approved cities defined below. Okay, and I'll go over those. So the approved cities that they had here is Atlanta, Georgia, Austin, Texas, Boston, Massachusetts, Boulder, Colorado, Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, Denver, Colorado, Detroit, Michigan, Houston, Texas, Las Vegas, Nevada, Los Angeles, California, Miami, Florida, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota, New York, Oakland, California, Orlando, Florida, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Phoenix, Arizona, Portland, Oregon, Raleigh, North Carolina, Salt Lake City, Utah, San Diego, California, San Jose, California, San Francisco, California, Seattle, Washington, Tampa, Florida, Washington, D.C. Okay, so, and then they've got different ones for the data science program. But, I mean, that's a pretty good number of cities, right? So for the job placement guarantee. And then they have qualifying position. They have some definitions of that. But, I mean, it's really not a huge, like, it's not a bunch of lawyer speak, right? Like, they've got some post-graduation requirements that you have to, basically be really looking for a job, and they've got some steps you have to do, read those things. And then, yeah, it's that simple. So, I mean, that's really cool. Like the fact that they do that. Again, I would not enroll planning on taking advantage of the job placement guarantee, but it's something that gives you confidence, right? That that if you can't get a job and you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing, that they're going to basically give you your money back, and that's pretty cool, right? So yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. Like if you do what you're supposed to do, I'm pretty confident that you're going to get a job, right? Obviously I can't guarantee it, but they can apparently, I guess if you're paying for it. But that income share agreement, like I said, I think that's a really, really appealing offer to you guys, especially with that scholarship on there. So a couple other things here. They also have some other programming or other programs, right? So if you don't want to do this full time, they have a full stack flex, which is a 20 to 30 hours a week at your own schedule. So you can keep your own job, and it still has a guarantee. No matter how you choose to pay, you'll still get a job or your money back. So that's really cool. It still has the mentorship, career services, and all this stuff. It's just more at your own pace instead of doing a classroom every single day. That might be better for some of you. And you can see their job placement statistics up here. So they have some options with this too. You can do the upfront payment of $8,550. Again, you can apply my $500 scholarship to that if you get in fast enough. If you're one of the first 50 that's guaranteed to get it. And then you can go month to month at $1,500 per month, which is pretty damn affordable. And then, they've got the loan option. They've got an interest-only loan, so to make it even cheaper. And then deferred, this is kind of cool too. So basically, you pay this deposit, okay, and then you $500 for 17 months beginning on the second month. So it's a much cheaper option, right, if you to make it affordable. So they've got a lot of programs to make this affordable, okay? And this is the web technology stack. This is basically, the same as kind of the engineering immersion one, but the self-paced program. So, and then there's a data science one, which is pretty cool program as well, that they've got some options on this too. It's a little bit of a cheaper one, but basically the same thing. So if you're interested in the data science, you could do that one, and again, you can apply my scholarship to that as well. So that's pretty much it. I mean, you can look around on the site and check it out and stuff, but if it were up to me, just to give you my advice on this, I would do the engineering immersion, okay? And for most of you, like, to eliminate your risk as much as possible, I would do the engineering immersion, and I would do the income share agreement, and I would take $500 from John Sonmez, and I'd put it towards this, so I'd only have to pay $500 deposit, and then I would go through the program and I'd hit it hard. I'd fucking, do the best that I could, and I would do everything. I'd use all the mentoring that I can. And then I try to get my job afterwards. And if I didn't, the worst I'd be out is $500 and some time I would have learned something. But you're going to get the job. And because think about this, right? And this is the other cool thing about this, right? The other reason why I do it this way is if Thinkful's only gotten $1,000 from you, essentially, right? 500 that I paid, 500 you paid. And they're paying their mentors, right? And they pay their mentors pretty good. I know what their rates are because I know some of the mentors. So they're paying for this time. It's going to cost them more than $1,000 just for the mentors, right? If they don't get you a job, they're going to be in the hole. They're going to be negative. It's going to cost them money. So they're going to pretty much guarantee you that they're going to try and get you a job, try and make you as best equipped as possible to get a job, so they can get that 10 to 15% of your income for the next 3 years, so that they can actually make some money. So that's a pretty good incentive. And this is again another reason why a lot of you are like, oh, John, why are you promoting this shit? I'm telling you, this is one of the reasons why I'm promoting it, is because I can take this to the bank, right? This is the kind of stuff that I look for. It's called a unbounded upside, right? And it's got a bounded downside. There's very little downside. The worst that you're going to lose is $500 in this case, right? But it is a refundable deposit, and the upside is really, really high. So anyway, I hope you guys like these special offers. If you do, one thing you want to make sure that is, because these things are time limited, so you hit the bell. If you've subscribed already, click subscribe, obviously, but hit the bell so that you get these notifications when these go out. And like I said, there are 50 scholarships that I'm going to guarantee. Okay, maybe I can do some more, but 50 is what I will guarantee. So you want to act quick, you want to do it now, and go ahead and apply and make sure that you get in. And like I said, it's totally refundable. You've got a 7-day, love your week, first week of your money back, totally reasonable. They even have something where I forget, it's in the fact, but basically, like, if you have to withdraw early, they'll refund any unused months at a prorated at the monthly rate. So if you withdraw early, less the cancellation fee of $250. That's pretty freaking reasonable, right? I mean, they've done everything legit and on the up and up. So I can stand behind them pretty confidently. Otherwise, I wouldn't be recording this video. I wouldn't be promoting them. So I hope you like these guys. If you guys like these deals, let me know if there's specific companies, specific deals that you would like me to get, and I will talk to them and try to negotiate a deal for you. So yeah, and I'm going to keep doing these. So again, click that bell. Make sure you get in on the scholarship if you want it. You want to get $500 from me, and talk to you next time. Take care.